Everybody's got their own picture of Christmas, but most people's nativity scenes don't have the Virgin Mary in a little white dress. Has this Santa Monica boutique gone too far? A California congressman was petitioning to give Tiger Woods a Medal of Honor for showing class and sportsmanship. Wonder why he changed his mind. That's right, the rain may be coming tomorrow. I'll tell you one thing, storm watch has never sounded so good. Hello again. I don't know where you stand on the issue of abortion. It's a personal choice and one of the most talked about issues in the health care reform debate. As it stands now, there is nothing in the bill that restricts abortion coverage. Our two senators, elected by the people to speak for the people, offered these thoughts. Senator Dianne Feinstein was asked, is it morally right for taxpayers to pay for abortion? Yes, I believe it is. Please, we pay for a lot of things that we may or may not agree with, and taxpayers pay for those things as well. Senator Barbara Boxer compared abortion to Viagra. Why are women being singled out here? It's so unfair. We don't tell men that if they want to buy insurance coverage through their pharmaceutical plan for Viagra, they can't do it. Our contributors tonight, former L.A. City Councilman Jack Weiss and the editor of WitnessLA.com, Celeste Fremon. Celeste, I'll start with you. Wherever you stand on abortion, which of those two statements is more idiotic?
Completely crazy. I'm very strongly pro-choice, but that's not what this debate has been about. It's been unbelievably disingenuous. On one hand, you have people saying, we don't want people who don't believe in abortion to have to pay for it. I agree. My neighbor, who's a devout Christian, I don't think she should have to pay for other people's abortions. On the other hand, the Stupak Amendment on the House side and the Nelson Amendment on the Senate side wasn't about that. It was trying to creep its way into wearing at Roe v. Wade by prohibiting insurers from offering that option, not taxpayers from paying it. I don't think the taxpayer should have to pay for it either. Actually, Dianne Feinstein was pretty reasonable. She mainly said, look, if the mother's life is at stake, if we've got some terrible situation where someone has been raped, then then this becomes a health care issue. She was not suggesting that taxpayers need to pay for discretionary abortions.
Jack, what do you think?
Celeste is right. I mean, the issue here is being clouded and obscured by abortion opponents, and people have to agree to disagree on abortion here. But the bill itself would allow for premium dollars, not government dollars, premium dollars by premium payers. That's where the abortion funding would come from. So it was a complete red herring by the pro-life movement. And you got to understand why they did it, right? They want to energize their base. They want to get folks to send their contribution envelopes in to the different pro-life organizations. But they were wrong. Dianne Feinstein made perfect sense. The government does a lot of things, and people don't agree with all of them, but that's what the government does. In any event, these aren't government dollars.
No, they're not. And I have to even say, there were some people on the left that were not great on this issue. They acted as if, to discuss it at all, that there had to be coverage for abortion in the bill. And that's not right either. And I think that Senate has taken the right middle ground.
All right. Now we're talking about elected officials. Let's move on. Times are tough, and everybody must give back. State lawmakers are going to give back 18%. Legislators, I should say, wanted to block this. The Attorney General wouldn't let them. So instead of making $116,000 a year, they're now going to make $95,000. That's an 18% cut. They also had their tax-free daily expense allowance cut 18%. Jack, here's the question. Is 18% enough, or should it have been more?
You know what? The answer is it's sort of complicated because on the one hand, I think we overly devalue government workers. I think working for the government's a noble thing. You ought to make a decent living. If you run for office and get elected, you ought to be paid a decent wage so we can entice people who are otherwise making a decent living to run for office. I mean, we don't want, people who are just sort of, paying turn up to run for office because they can make more money there. And let me tell you, city council, I served many people who could never have made that much money in the private sector because they were not terribly skilled.
Yeah, well, right. Basically, you have to have people there that are compensated so it attracts good people. That I get.
Yeah,
I understand that.
Yeah, and I think that the debate on these sort of issues glosses over that too often. Having said that, the raise or whatever it was, I guess the cut in pay was done lawfully. It was done lawfully. There's a commission that's set up under the law, and those people voted for it. So when you run for office, and you know that those are the stakes, no one changed the game. It's fair. That's the cut, and they're going to have to live with it.
Celeste?
Everybody else is being cut. I would have maybe gone with a nice round 20, but 18% I think is okay. I mean, to drop down to 95,000, those are good dollars, and good for Jerry Brown for saying this is absolutely right, and the commission did the right thing. And frankly, I would have liked to have seen it 6 months or a year ago. Everybody's taking a hit. I work at 2 universities, and public universities are taking a huge hit. So the state lawmakers need to be part of the pain that the state is feeling. It is going to lower resentment. So the fact that they would fight this is a little shocking, but it's better late than never.
Fred, one other point on this that needs to be made, which is that the state lawmakers have the ability under state law to hold other jobs, so they can moonlight and make it up to themselves.
All right.
Good point.